taser. An Arizona rancher will not be charged.
The shooting happened in January of 2023. George Allen says he fired warning shots at a group of men on his cattle ranch. He was on trial nearly a month, but the jury deadlocked. And now the prosecutor in Santa Cruz County has opted against a new trial.
Because of the unique circumstances and challenges surrounding this case.
What just happened?
The school's festooned with gay pride posters. The student was sent home, and his mother says Child Protective Services later called her to inquire about her son's condition. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
17 states are challenging new Biden administration rules entitling workers to time off and other accommodations for abortions. Arkansas and Tennessee have filed a lawsuit in federal court calling the new rules an illegal interpretation of the 2022 Pregnant Workers Fairness Act. The Biden rules mean the legislation aimed at making pregnancy easier for working women will now make it easier for women to kill their unborn children. This is SRN News. It looks like Panda diplomacy may be making a comeback.
They are one of China's most beloved exports. A pair of giant pandas will soon make the journey from China to the U.S. They'll take up residence at the San Diego Zoo, part of an ongoing conservation partnership between the two countries. The San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance says its caretakers recently visited China to meet with the giant pandas. One of them is a 5-year-old male, the other panda, a nearly 4-year-old female. Rich Thomason reporting.
Good morning.
In New Zealand stood in line for hours as they waited for the country's first Popeyes to open its doors. Popeyes, founded in Louisiana in 1972, has more than 4,300 restaurants in nearly 40 markets worldwide. It's famous for its Cajun spiced chicken and fries, red beans and rice, and buttery biscuits. More details at srnnews.com.
Okay, so
Which of these?
2 medium one-topping pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, 8 cinnamon twists, and a 2-liter of Coke. Today we're on the street asking real people how much they think it all costs.
All of it?
All of it.
$44 or $45?
$34.99.
The 2 pizzas are probably 10 each.
75.
What if I told you that this Domino's Perfect Combo is only $19.99?
Shut the front door.
This will be a family.
It's Domino's Perfect Combo and it's all just $19.99.
Yeah, buying some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store took them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TracFone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for.
Good morning to you.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Hang on. This is your wake-up call, people. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood 360 Radio.
Where can you be a star athlete and a math superstar? Where can you prepare for graduate school or your dream job and make friends for the journey? Where can you challenge your mind?
Good morning to you. Thank you for being with us. I'm trying to get the poll question up. All right. Hey, my friend. How you doing? Mr. Monkey, welcome back, my friend. I appreciate you being with us. I appreciate all of you. Melanie, how you doing this morning? Melanie Shorts Music Game. All right. Let me go ahead and make sure all the live chats can come up because that's important. You guys are important to me. Unlike the other people who don't think it's important.
Most drivers enter Manhattan south of 60th Street during daytime hours.
You don't know how you got there.
U.S. technology companies are joining a new artificial intelligence safety board to advise the federal government on how to protect the nation's
you and Hillary Clinton are doing crack together? Is that what you're saying, Jason? Cooking over to do some crack cocaine. cooking over to do some crack cocaine with him. Is that okay? With who? With you or Biden? Or your heroes? No, man, out in the woods, it's okay. We do that kind of stuff, boy. Got our overalls, steal money from people, and say we're the educated ones. Is that what it is, Jason? Are you making fun of her and Biden?
Our services are no cost.
Because we know you're not educated enough to make fun of me if that's what you do it. Not with all the powerful people that's on this feed. Not with all the powerful people on this feed. Mr. Monkey laughing at him. Thank you, Mr. Monkey.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste. The best.
Did someone call, said Brino? What's up, brother from New York? It's that time again. I don't think they'll be calling too much now that the FCC's fined them. Good, brother. Our friend Nothing But Trouble's back. Mr. Monkey, you're welcome. What kind of music do you play? Or is it, well, this is a talk radio show, but what sometimes I will invite musicians on, professional musicians and up and comers, and play their music and talk with them. But we play music periodically throughout the station. The station's a mixture of everything. So since everything else is artificial intelligence, I've stole everything from everybody and made it live here. Live here. Nothing But Trouble's back. Thank you, Nothing But Trouble. It's great to see you guys back from yesterday. A powerful voice. You're in trouble, mess with Nothing But Trouble. She ran somebody off yesterday. She, right? Because you said you were a female. So I want to make sure I was right, because unless you were just messing with that character.
There was $220 billion that they could not find. They had no idea where the money.
Like, subscribe, and share. But it actually represents $1,375 per tax filing. Oh, Zach, what's up? What's up, Zach? Good morning to you, my brother. Welcome back in. Uh-oh. It's period number 1. And of course, we're getting ready to kick that off here in just a few. 3 periods of nonstop play, entertainment, and more. We got Shane B and sports analysis, the one, the only analyst, Richard Holdridge, coming up. Who am I? RyanORadio, Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only Ryan Neal, and of course, I am the game, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, welcome into it. I welcome you into it with the wonderful, slowing down piece of trash internet that wants to mess with us. Don't buy that internet service because it sucks. Good morning. Coming up, answer your question, my brother, in a moment. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Anthony Blinken says, hey, Hamas don't want to make a deal with a ceasefire. Plus, UGA students and staff arrested after a set up an encampment on campus. And the FCC fined $2 million to someone that they should have done it. Yeah, all them calls. But first, we're going to kick it off with 50,000 plus of you. And to my haters, I got this to say to you. I am the man around here. 50,000. Look, getting a little tongue. Getting a little. Good Lord Almighty. It's got to act up on a Twisted Tuesday. Hey, it's Twisted Tuesday. What do you expect? 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast Shout It Out Loud across that RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're also, ladies and gentlemen, Ross, the British Columbia Isles of Canada. And finally, do not freeze up, computer. We're across 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and real news. That's right. We welcome everybody in. We got our poll question up, and we'll get into that in just a few. Sports analyst Richard Holdridge joins us, period number 2. Final period, we'll jump into what's going on. I'm tired of this computer. I'm not tired of this computer. I'm tired of this damn internet, and it's getting on my nerves. Nobody gets on my nerves but internet. And they say, oh, that's the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, right. Good morning on the poll question. MASH was the best, says BK on the air. Thank you very much, brother. We'll get into that. We'll have the poll question. Richard Holdridge joins us. Movie reviews with Shane B in the final period. We'll get you some Israel war news. FCC cutting down on all them irritating calls that we all been getting as of lately because they've been selling our information. And guess what? They've got a $2 million fine on a carrier. I'll be able to read that once this damn computer comes up and the internet, because it's not, I'm on a different internet site on my YouTube and a few other things. So it is the station's internet, which we are buying from. Oh, wow. Wow, sucks. So there you go. All right. Barino asked me, says, did you say you are part American Indian? Yes, I've got Native American in me. I have Seminole, because from my mother's side, she was 3/4 Indian, Native American, and my grandfather came off of the reservation back in the day. So yes, thank you for that question. Good morning to Zach joining us, as well as Nothing But Troubles with us. BK said good morning on the poll. MASH was the best, of course. He's an expert in all things entertainment, and that is from music to television shows, from radio shows, and more. BK on the air. I can say I am a true American. Yes, indeed. Well, half of me is a true American, or half of me is a fourth generation from Scandinavian on my father's side. But yes, I can say half of me is true American. Thank you, Bruno. So there you go. We're going to get into the poll question. It's about 15 minutes past the hour. Currently 61 degrees under cloudy skies. Rain is expected in the metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Mike and the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. And while we're talking, I'm going to hit this. Come on, stop spinning. Spinning is illegal. And if it messes up with the other stuff, it's illegal. Man, that internet company needs to be shut down. They give you the small amount of internet for the most price, and they try to act like they're not. There you go. MASH was and will always be the best comedy, drama, and romance in one. Thank you, Mr. Monkey. A lot of people are saying that. And you know what? The reason I brought this up is I just rewatched Hogan's Heroes. And I wanted to put that based on the war that was most enjoyable. And MASH went for a lot longer. than the actual war that it was based on in Korea. And the original movie was excellent too, guys. If you ever seen the original movie with the guy that played Radar O'Reilly played Radar in the film as well. So it was a fantastic movie. Man, my everything is trying to act up. I took my, medicine this morning to wake me up. No, not that kind of medicine, Sweet Leaf. I know what kind of medicine you're taking. Sweet Leaf's like, I got some medicine too. Sue's laughing. Everybody on the Navajo Nation, good morning to you guys. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters on the Navajo Nation. But our poll question this morning, and I'm glad everybody's into it. We got 102 on our poll question yesterday. 102 people voted, which was awesome. Mate, eat a banana is good for your throat. Okay. I'll do that. Yeah. Just not the way Mr. Brady ate it in that meal, though. Just can't do that. Where Alice knew before the rest of us, if you know what I mean. All right, I'm picking. Don't get mad, people. It's a joke, and a lot of my listeners think that's funny. My listeners still have a sense of humor. I do not know why this computer won't Now, everything's going great this morning. What's up, Pete? Pete's with us from Noonan, the noon and dance. Ginger ale will help really. Yep, really help. Yep, I'm going to use that. I should have got some coffee before I came on. Good morning to Ryan, the Navajo Nation, and everyone else from Pete. Pete said he's tired. ABC, guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? I had to do that. I had to do that for you, ABC. You probably listen to him, don't you? All right, here's our poll question. We got 102 participants yesterday in the poll question. Today's poll question: which of these TV shows are based on war did you enjoy the most? Hogan's Heroes, I rewatched it recently, all 6 seasons. 29% of you are saying that. MASH, 29% of you are saying that. Vikings, which I know Pete likes, 14% of that. And SEAL Team, which is a recent one, getting 29% of the votes right now. I'm surprised Vikings is not as high as the other ones, but SEAL Team really is not based on war. It's just it was put in there under that war thing. But the other 3 really were based on war. So there you go. I'm surprised. 31% of Hogan's Heroes. Wow. And I'm going to rewatch MASH as well, because trying to watch some of them old shows, because, it's nothing like it used to be. Nobody likes Vikings, apparently. Yes, Vikings, says Pete. Don't have access to my phone right now, says ABC. Well, you can pop in there and tell you. Oh, yeah, I was going to put Band of Brothers in there, Mr. Monkey. It was between that one and SEAL Team. And I was like, well, you got to have one, because if I'd have put Band of Brothers in there, those 4 would have been hard to choose from, really. Because I do know that the 2, MASH and Hogan's Heroes, would have been, are kind of hard to choose between right now from the old days, and Vikings and Band of Brothers in the recent era as well. So there you go. But that was one I was thinking about too. And I said, I'm just going to put SEAL Team in there, because I was hoping it would be at the bottom. But now I see that it's changing. Everything's changing. Thank you, guys. Voting is continuing. Like, subscribe, and share to the YouTube page. We are talking to our YouTube listeners this morning, listener takeover. In the first part of the show, you voted in Hogan's Heroes, said ABC. There you go. 33% so far are voting for Hogan's Heroes. 22% are saying MASH. I figured MASH would dominate, in my opinion, even though Hogan's Heroes, I like that, because it's, to me, Hogan's Heroes and MASH for 2 different comedies. So I don't really like one better than the other, but I kind of thought MASH would take over Hogan's Heroes. But the rest of them are at 22%. MASH, Vikings, and SEAL Team, all so far on the poll. Let's see if we can get 102 people to vote this morning, like we did yesterday. I'm not going to rehash up the one from yesterday. Not at all. told you guys I was using it to push my analytics, and it helped out a lot. All right, let's see. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning, and we appreciate you guys. Keep talking to one another. Keep dropping questions, stuff in there. Like I said, we got coming up in the final period, movie reviews, since we're talking TV. We're going to talk top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not, with Shane B in the final period. And coming up, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, period number 2, sports analyst Richard Holdridge talks with us about UFL football, NFL draft, and a couple other things. Patrick Mahomes was at, and a couple of his linebackers or defensemen were at WWE Raw last night for night 2 of WWE's draft. For those of you that are wrestling fans, American Revolution series might be a good one. That was another one I put in there. That, you know, if I'd put all those in there, if I'd put American Revolution in there or Band of Brothers, I believe this would have been like such a hard poll question, honestly. SEAL team's a little bit newer, so I figured they would get a little love. You know, I always try to come up with a poll question, at least one of them that's going to not get as many as the other ones. But you're right about that one, Zach. So Patrick Mahomes came to Raw with Logan Paul and his buddy, and they met up with Damian Priest. He was in the audience, and Braun Strowman come back. Braun was going to take out the whole Kansas City lineup there last night, and he could have did it as big as he was. Former strongman, by the way, Braun Strowman. So he made his return. I love Native American and Viking history, says Pete. There you go. Like, share, subscribe, and get into this morning. All right. Phone calls. Hopefully they'll stop bugging us, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been tell me when I was telling lies. So what it is I've been telling you guys the truth for years. This now, people are starting to come onto the YouTube pages. We're starting to build that up. Starting to notice that I tell it like it is. I don't tell people what they want to hear. And I've been telling people that the FCC was going to be coming down on people, like media. Like the FCC has already came down on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. Why do you think you have to pay to be on X now? They got to get money to pay off their fines for the things that are said and done. It's not a public hearing like standing in public at a town hall. The media is media. Well, 4 of the nation's largest wireless carriers have been fined thousands, tens of millions of dollars for illegal sharing information about their customers' locations. The FCC did this. Fines against AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon. And you guys, whether you got, one of the off-brand ones, they still are on one of these 4 major carriers. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully this stops all the irritating calls we get all day. And everybody telling me they're getting it on their phones. It says potential spam. I love how your phone can tell you this is a potential spam call. Well, the FCC, which here at the radio station we really like. A lot of radio stations don't, because and a lot of other clickbait media and false media don't, because they're like, they won't let me lie. FCC's like, come on, guys, why you got to lie when you can just tell the truth, or just say this is my opinion rather than going, this is a fact. All right, nearly $200 million was levied on all 4 of those AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon companies because they have been selling access to your personal information to a third party and local-based service providers. Why do you think they keep calling you and wanting to give you insurance and stuff? I told everybody this was coming, and the FCC finally said, wait, this is getting to be too much. Do you know why? Because so many people started mainstream media is controlled by the elite. You're right, Mr. Monkey. And they want everybody to hate each other out there. But in the last I would say several months by having you different people come on our show with different opinions and different backgrounds. It has proven that our society is not the ones that want to fight. It's just the mainstream media that want to fight. We want a war. And you're like, no, hell no, I don't want a war. I got a mortgage to pay. I don't got time for a war. That's what regular folks are saying. You guys go have a war. We don't care. We got things to do. We got a barbecue this weekend. Yeah, my cousin that I don't like, or my cousin that he and I disagree politically is coming to it, but he makes a hell of a coleslaw. See what I'm saying? That's how we really are. But anyway, I'm glad the FCC is doing this. The Federal Communication Commission said in a statement, under the penalties, Sprint and T-Mobile, which have merged together since the investigation began, face fines of $12 million and $80 million, respectively, with AT&T getting $57 million and Verizon getting the lowest of the, well, Verizon's got $47 million, so I think Sprint's got the lowest of the bunch. Our communication providers have access to some of the most sensitive information about us. These carriers failed to protect the information entrusted them, said FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworth. Thank you, Jessica. We appreciate you and the FCC because we know we have to do what's right here in the rules we have to follow in broadcast media, and so does social media now has to follow those rules, and now the news. Or now the carrier. So hopefully we'll start getting limited calls, guys. Let's hope we do. Let's hope we get limited calls out there. Limited calls so people not bugging you anymore. You're like, I hope so, Ryan. I'm tired of cussing them out every time they call me. I'm tired of saying, Holly told me she has one person following her from Russia. Good. Well, everybody, all the regular everyday folks all over the world, whether they're Russian or Israel or Iran or Australia or whatever, they're not the governments in the mainstream media. They're trying to make us hate each other. They're going to come after me, guys, because all of you guys are getting along on here and not supposed to. Wait a minute. You mean people with different backgrounds are getting along? I can't believe that. We got to stop this guy. He tells it like it is. I hereby swear to you do it. You watched Ghostbusters: The Frozen Empire. What'd you think about it? All right. Let's do a couple other newsworthy notes as we head into the break. Did I drop something? Sorry, I dropped something. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a woman dies of being shot as a person is shot in Troup County. Troup County Sheriff's Office reported this over the weekend. Tanisha Bridges, 41, was found shot at her home at the 600 block of TV Road at 2 a.m. just over the weekend. Anyone knows information, please contact Crime Stoppers at 706-813-1000. 706-883, I should say. 706-883-1000. Wow. Wow. And we're going to take a break. Back in a moment, we got some stuff, Israel war, and some stuff going on with UGA students and all this kind of information for you. You're tuned into RyanORadio Penitentiary, the home of your radio show that tells it like it is. Now, we're not out here lying and trying to bring people on, and people go, everybody listen to this kind of music. No, they don't. Stop lying to yourself. We're classy, and you're not classy. If you can't wipe your butt very well, you're not classy. My Jeffro Bodine's my hero. If Jeffro Bodine's your hero, you're not classy. Who'd she tick off? Said nothing but trouble. That's the question. They're investigating into that, aren't they? That is the question. Come after the break, we're going to talk some stuff about Israel at war. A few things going on. But our poll question this morning is, which of these television shows based on war do you enjoy the most? 30% so far are saying Hogan's Heroes. 22% are saying MASH. 22% are saying Vikings. Now the SEAL team's up to 26%. Wow. Oh, no, I said I will watch it tonight. Well, all right. Let us know what you think when you get the chance to watch it, ABC. If you get cold calls, if I get cold calls, I just answer, how do you know they're deceased? Well, I know that nothing but trouble's not going to get offended, but some of the other female listeners might. But if it's a female, just say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" You call me for a date. They hang up immediately. There you go. I've done it before on the radio. I have. Back in a moment.
Tuesday brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, greetings at all. Mike and the crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. A mix of sun and clouds today. Showers and thunder showers by the afternoon. High near 76 south-southwest winds.
That's what I do, Mr. Monkey. I would do.
Partly cloudy skies tonight. A stray of showers here and there. Low near 57.
And if it's a guy, you go, "Hey, dude, how you doing, man? What you trying to hook me up with?" Sometimes you have to mess with them, and they stop calling you for a long time because they go, "Don't call this person back. Don't call this person back. They're going to mess with you." Oh, yeah, I know what I'm doing here. That's what I needed. What's up, Doc Brown? Doc Brown in the house.
Just for you. Why settle for less when you can have the list? 706-525-593.
I'm doing well. How about you, my friend?
CP Financial top local sales agent. Your piece of
Why do ignorant, uneducated people say things like that? No, I've never smoked meth. I'm not a drug addict. I'm a straight edge independent skeptic. I'm not an uneducated hillbilly who says things like that because I steal money from people. And I charge people money and don't pay my bills. That's what hillbillies do. Michael, I'm not homosexual. If this is Michael and one of them fake Christians, then you are. And look, we don't have a problem with you if you're homosexual, but no, I'm not homosexual. You're just jealous that I got hair and you probably going bald and sitting up in the mountains somewhere going, "I tell you what, boy, I'm growing my own stuff. They're coming after me." No, I'm not, Michael. You clearly are uneducated. No, it's not a question. No, Adam, I don't know if you're responsible. You're probably if you're going to talk bad about somebody, most of the time people that say they're responsible have stolen from people. Who are these people? Uneducated people. Get them, Mr. Monkey and Doc Brown. Welcome back into a real radio show that tells it like it is, unlike somebody that just wants to come on and go, "Me and my mom and daddy, they told me that I was a good person." Doc Brown says, I got mine from a cereal box. Well, they got the participation certificate. No, smart people don't ask questions. No, I don't make assumptions. I'm intelligent. Okay, there's a big difference, Adam. You want to go, I'm going to make assumptions. I'm intelligent. Look, we know that 90%, and what we're going to talk about here with the UGA students, which everybody has a right to protest, but when their mom and daddy paying for everything, and their mom and daddy are like not paying their bills, I mean, here's a question for you. Do you think a savings account means you're saving to pay for your life? No, I'm not. I have an education. You're definitely not out there. You're definitely uneducated. I'm one of them there people got me the diploma out of, what is it? It's a GED diploma. Then I went to work and I said, I'm a hard worker and the world's coming to get me. And I got all this stuff because my mom and daddy handed it to me. I never worked a day in my life. Yes, it does, buddy. Yes, it does. The people that usually have nothing, usually that say that kind of stuff, usually the ones that never got an education and are usually the ones that think they know everything about, politics and everything. And then when we have real conspiracy theorists, like my good friend, Nothing But Trouble, she's made to look bad by people like you when she asks intelligent questions. No, all the most successful people, that's because they were handed jobs, buddy. They said, hey, man, I'm like you. Oh, can I join the Klan? Yeah, come on, join the Klan. We'll take care of you. No, they're not. They're not the most successful people, buddy. I'm just saying, I didn't mean to bring you into this. I'm just saying that you got conspiracy nuts out there, fake conspiracy nuts out there that make my real conspiracy theorists that listen to this show. I try to distinguish that between them, and Nothing But Trouble's a good person and knows what they're talking about. Probably educated too. You are very silly, man. Thank you. He says, you're very silly. Mm-hmm. A couple of examples. Steve Jobs had an education. And don't think Elon Musk has never got an education later on in his life. Those gentlemen were educated men. You just think, I got a GED. I went out here and went to work for somebody and worked for 20 years, and I'm a hard worker. Well, I bet you couldn't get a job at one of my friends in New York City's many convenience stores because he only hires educated people. Look, I'm not going to bring you into this, Marino. Sorry. Nothing but trouble. CJ, what's up? On a scale of 1 to 10, how woke are you? No, CJ Johnson. We have a lot of people here that have their different opinions. I'm not woke at all, but I don't care if you are. You just think that people just think that it's all right to sit there and say, man, I don't want an education. But I can tell you right now, I know someone right now that owes money to somebody, sit there, stole the money from somebody, and claims to be a good person. Claims to be a Christian, and she's stealing money from other people and not paying her bills. But she claims to be a good person, and every week goes to Bible study. And I'm a Christian. I believe in Bible study, but I'm just telling you. But we have a good variety of people here that have different views. And like Bruno, he said F woke. He could say that. You know why? Because he's a really very successful businessman who's got a degree and everything. He's a very, very successful businessman. nothing but trouble. So she's probably asking a good question. What do you mean by woke? Because she'll bring you some information. Can we hear RW Smackdown in the house? Thank you, brother. Nobody, no, I didn't have no booster, Adam. You're uneducated. I'm out sitting around here, the jab is this and the this, that, and the other, and I'll buy a Bible, and I don't even know God, and I'm like, dude, you're uneducated. Forget you. You stole what you got. That's all I'm going to say. CJ says, thinks a man can be a woman or a woman. Well, how do we say this? We know there's something not all there, CJ. We already know that. We have to pray for them, CJ. Adam's the only one who wants to cause trouble on here while everybody else is like, well, this is what I'm thinking and this is my opinion. So that is the difference in educated people and uneducated people. I didn't get it. I didn't tell you I got vaccinated or not. That's my personal views, and I'm not around sick, am I? So obviously I didn't. I checked into all that. And no, I'm not saying I did or didn't. I'm going to say, now you're a liar. You got that right, CJ. You got that right. Thank you, man. Adam just wants to argue because he's got nothing better to do than to get in here with a bunch of adults. See? All right, let me go ahead and get this. From my listener, Nothing But Trouble. They call her conspiracy theorist, but I don't. She said, CJ, I got you. It's called brainwashing. It's a very real thing. Thank you, sister. And she could say that. Why can she say that? Because it's fine. Yeah, you don't have to provide us your medical information. That's right. None of us do. You didn't have to take it, or you didn't have to take it or have to take it. Or you could have took it and not taken it. But in my business, it wasn't required, is all I'm gonna say. Okay. There was other jobs that required people to have to do that, Adam, but in my business, they didn't require us to. So that's all I'm gonna say. So you're getting back to the same energy of the way you replied to my question. I'm a guys, this is what I got to say. This is the kind of person that embarrasses people in the South. We're not all like that now. Oh, you think he was definitely jabbed on? All I'm going to say to you, Adam, is in my position, I was not required to have to take it. Where your job probably told you had to. I was told, this is what I was told. What? What's going on? No. No, I got angry because I never did drugs, because that's what uneducated hillbillies always say, Adam. Uneducated hillbillies always assume things when they're the ones that do things and take from people. It's not a general question. I get angry because I've never did drugs in my entire life. And nothing against people that smoke pot or anything like that, because I have a lot of listeners that do. But I've never done anything like that. Yes, I think that you asking an uneducated question like that showed your lack of intelligence. So it really did show your lack of intelligence. We don't sit around here judging anybody on this feed. We don't sit around here judging anybody on this feed. You see how CJ ended up getting his question answered, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay here because, you see how, and Nothing But Trouble stand up proudly. I was told that I had to do the jabs and told them, F you, didn't have to do anything I choose based on and cool, unlike Adam. See, she didn't do it because she had a medical choice. You see what I'm saying? Everybody had a medical choice. It is uneducated. Some of the smartest people do magic mushrooms and LSD. I don't think, and I disagree with the way Elon Musk is running X, but I don't think Elon Musk has ever done any kind of drugs. I'm telling you right now, people with a lot of money never done drugs. And here's one for you, for example. Some of you are going to like this, some of you are not going to like this. But the former president of the United States never done anything like that. So he might have done other things in his life, but he's never done anything like that. So I'm telling you, successful people have never done that. In rock and roll and stuff, there's people who have died from it because it was given because people were using them. Exactly, Bruno. And majority of the people that you look up to, I hate to tell you this, no drugs, no alcohol. Exactly. No, I'm not wrong. He didn't. And I'm not taking up for him or against him. I'm just telling facts. That's what I do. And no, I'm not wrong because people with money, real money have never done that. I'm glad nothing but trouble was like, hey, I'm going to get away from that and tell you that, never used a mask and went outside off my property every day. Why do you want to do that, Adam? What happened when somebody gave you something your whole life? You've never had an education. You went out there, you kissed up to the next big Klansman that got you into something, right? Your education level's not that high, and you're gonna say something. RW SmackDown said Adam rips the family. He looks like a young Batista. Let's don't put Batista down. Same here, MBT, said Doc Brown. Adam don't pay rent. He's in his mom's basement for free. All right, Adam, you're stepping in the hornet's nest there. You want to play troll, and all the people that are sitting here like, all right, we got this. So he don't understand, does he? He just don't understand. I'm going to do drugs and be successful. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix died of drugs, but everybody around him made millions of dollars. Well, good for you, Adam. I'm glad that you own a house at 1.2 right out at age 27. I would be proud of you if you didn't put people down. I would be proud of you if you didn't want to put other people down. There's a lot of people in here. Brino owns a lot of stuff, so you don't see him here going, oh, I did this and I did that. Now Brino's like, yeah, I did because I worked. Yeah, can we get rid of him? Doc Brown says. No, you asked an uneducated question, wanting to put somebody down. That is putting somebody down, Adam. You know that some people get offended by you asking them stuff that's not real. How do you know that didn't offend me? How do you know I didn't know? I don't know people who've been on drugs that died and stuff. How do you know stuff like that when you go on these feeds, my friend? How do you know? You don't. You don't know if I knew somebody that died from all that kind of stuff, or knew somebody who went to jail for selling that stuff. So, and I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying, how do you know? That's not the first question you pop in here. The people that's picked on me, they come in, they picked on me when they say, hey, what is this ugly guy? And then we're like, oh, I am ugly. And then we start laughing and they stay on. What you said was disrespectful. Hey, I do remember you. How are you, my friend? Thank you. Back in a moment. Never did drugs a day in my life, Adam. You just want to argue. So now we're off. Now we're working off assumptions and feelings. I'm going to say that because Fox News and CNN News and Newsmax told me this stuff. While they're all in their mom's basement doing news. You make more money than all the people that work at Newsmax, Adam. But you listen to them, right? No, I'm not literally retarded. You are retarded. Bye. Everybody glad you're gone. Everybody's saying bye. I bet you the rest of you guys could buy and sell his home if you wanted to. Professor Fate, I know could. Brino, I know could. Doc Brown, I know could. RW SmackDown, I know could. And I bet she's pretending. But Nothing But Trouble probably could buy his home out too. But she's not letting us know. Well, I guess he made our show go. Mr. Monkey, I forgot Mr. Monkey probably could too. Sorry, Mr. Monkey. I didn't mean to leave you out, my friend.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste. The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
RW SmackDown said the freeloader is gone. We shouldn't have. He thought he was going to come in here and get everybody on his side. Yep. And when you drop facts about successful people with lots of money that's never done anything, then he goes, "No, that's not true." I do all kind of cocaine and I'm successful. I know that all these other billionaires are successful. No, they're smart. They let all of their little millionaire CEOs do cocaine while they're sitting there going, "Yeah, that cocaine got fired next week." Thank you, Trouble. Nothing but trouble. Doesn't matter. Money don't make the character of the person or how we care about others. It means nothing. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. But I'm just saying. He wanted to come in and show off how great he was. I mean, he said, "I'm 27 and I got everything," but all of us old folks are the ones that worked for him and put him there, didn't we? He became successful off of all our backs. Oh, man, guys, we didn't get into a few things I wanted to, but hey, he became successful off of all our backs, yes. Oh, he's actually 32 now. Well, congratulations. And I'm proud of what you have. Don't think I'm jealous. I'm proud of you. There's a big difference in people. We're not jealous people here. You heard what the Nothing But Trouble put on there. We're very proud of you. If you want to stay on and be friendly, we're very proud of you, Adam. We will tell everybody how proud we are. But if you just want to keep on, I'm not going to. RW. No, they say he's back. All right, let's see. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to have our sports analyst, Richard Holdridge. We're going to talk some sports. Shane B and I are going to be in the final period. A real hardworking man, I like to call my friend Shane B. He's a truck driver at his day job. He's a movie reviewer for his second job, and he's a fantastic guy overall. He's going to be with us in the final period of play. And our military man coming up next hour, military man, Richard Holdridge joins us, Sports Beat. We're all blessed being positive. There you go, Doc Brown. Trying to do our best. Thank you. See, everybody's going to pray for you. Let's go ahead and just pray for her. All right, let's see. Our poll question this morning. Which of these TV shows based on war did you enjoy the most? 29% of you so far are saying Hogan's Heroes and SEAL Team tied. 23% are saying Vikings. And after the overwhelming demand at the beginning of the show, MASH has only got 19% of the votes. I can't believe that. Thank you, Nothing But Trouble. She says she'll be right back. She's probably got to go get some breakfast or something or take care of the kids. All right, back in a moment, ladies and germs. Thank you for being with us. Thank everybody for being with us, even you, Adam. We're going to pray for you. Back in a moment. Exactly, Mr. Monkey. See, the problem is people do help people in real life. It's just not accepted by some people because they're being force-fed. Like, I think one of you guys said, I think it was Mr. Monkey, one of you guys said, by the mainstream media. They're being force-fed by that. And we know. Captain Hot Buns. Sorry, I can't do it like I normally do, Captain. I'm trying to keep my voice going. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. But, you know, Captain Hot Buns. You know where I get that from, don't you, Captain Hot Buns? You probably do. Captain Caveman. You remember that? I like how I say Captain Hot Buns. Sweetleaf sitting over here. Guys on nomination sitting over here going, what is going on with some of them folks over there? Does Adam look like Batista? I would say I can't see. Thank you, Captain Hot Buns. Thank you. You see how this people that were on with us can't seem to understand that dude, why do you keep going back to that? You're 32 years old and you're acting like a 12-year-old. I know 12-year-olds act better than that. You got offended by a quick because you are insecure about yourself. You didn't started trying to put me down saying I was uneducated. Stop trying to gaslight your viewers because you know it's easy. No, my viewers are not. If you're trying to say they're easy, you're wrong. You're trying to say they're simple, you are completely wrong. You are completely wrong. No right now, Michael, but if somebody else wants to, that's fine. You see how Michael came in with a joke there, Adam? You see how he made a joke? You see that he's not being offensive. He's just trying to make nothing he said is facts. Like everything I say is facts. Tell me when I'm telling lies. You can't handle the truth, Adam. You sit in your house watching the underground media tell you, sit in your mom's basement asking your underground media to tell you exactly what's going on. You don't know the real truth. And when real journalists like Randy Rocket Cody tell you the truth, you try to repeat what they say. No, I didn't. Adam. You're an uneducated hillbilly. That shows your stupidity by saying that. You're just trying to think you're going to turn the listeners against me. I do have a wife, Pork Fried Luke's back. He's picked on me, but he's He's more educated than you are, Adam. See? I don't know. Cher can't save us. No, Pork Fried, I do have a wife, buddy. But you see, Pork Fried, that's how you joke. And he's been here picking on me a lot. But he's not a wussy, Adam. Pork Fried's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Ryan's letting me pick on him. What's going on? See, he says, he said that to me the other day. You make me laugh, Pork Fry. You make me laugh. Dude, now you're getting offensive about me saying that about you. Adam, please. Okay? Stop. There's a percentage of people on here that are we had a poll yesterday, and most of them voted that they would re-vote Trump in. Majority of the people here are that. So, and some of them or the other, it doesn't matter. You just want to argue. You're having a problem. And I'm telling you, you're not going to outsmart the people that are in this feed. I'm just being honest. You're not. You're not going to be able to go up against Pork Fry. You're not going to be able to go against any of the people that's on here. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. No, you're not more educated than me. You're fighting a battle is what you're doing. You're fighting a losing battle. There used to be a thing called that G.I. Joe used to say. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. No, I have educated people I really have to talk to. Well, Marino feels like you're under 14, but you say you're 32, but you're acting like a kid. And hell, I know 14-year-olds don't act that bad. We have them come on here to act up. All they do is go say things and everything. Now you're sitting there trying to argue with all of us. Dude, if you want to be on my show, contact me. We'll put you on the show. We'll talk. And Adam, you're going to end up liking us. I'm telling you, you're mad right now. You're mad right now. You said I got mad. Oh my God. Uh-oh. Guys, Pork Fry is now going after him. Pork Fry Luke. Luke, better watch out for Luke. Good, I'm glad you're actually laughing and having a good time. If it's hard to make you angry, then why do you want to seem like you're mad? I want you to laugh and have a good time. I'm glad. Everybody else on here is just like, wait, this is too much negativity. Yeah, it is. I tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. We just need Pork Fry on here making comments and having a good time. So we're going to get rid of him. I got rid of him, guys. Sorry. If it was making Doc Brown uncomfortable, and I'm not going to do that. Pork Fry's like, no, I wanted to tag him some more. You're welcome. All right. Hopefully we can get through what we needed to get through. Nope, we shouldn't be talking to each other like this. But we're all good now, Doc. He's gone. He's been blocked. All right. We want to thank our friend Pork Fry Luke for joining us and being on our side. I told you. Coming in the final period, we got a lot going on here. Stay with us, period number 2. If you got everything going on, I got everything going on. Let's kick it off right now. Yeah. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm host with the most, one, the only Ryan Neal, and of course, 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast Shout Out Loud. Across that RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Islands of Canada, eh? Finally, the Jordan Communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and more. Get them votes up. I got 102 votes yesterday on the poll, and we're hoping to get as many today as we did yesterday on the poll. Coming up this hour, we do a little bit of news and more. And we'll talk UFL football and NFL draft and Patrick Mahomes at Raw. Yeah, you heard me right. He was on Raw. To my haters, Adam, listen up. Whether anybody likes it or not, I am the man around here. I tell it like it is. You are very welcome, ABC. I knew you guys were having so much fun and trying to stay in the feed. All our wonderful listeners trying to stay in the feed, enjoying themselves, and having a good time. So there you go. Flowers for the lady and beers for the guys. There you go, says Mr. Monkey. All right, we're going to jump into this now. Which of these? What's up, Jake from down under? I think that's Jake from Australia. Can I please be on the stream to talk about sports? Yeah. Send me an email and we'll get you set up for a time to come on the show for sure. RW SmackDown. I do want to talk to you. New Zealand. Please forgive me, Jake, for calling the wrong place. Jake from New Zealand. I'm sorry. You're the same way with Sarah, who's from New Zealand. Sorry about that. Oh. Thank you for being with us. There you go. Email is 99classicrock@gmail.com. Which of these television shows based on war? Which of these television shows based on war did you enjoy the most? Hogan's Heroes got 31% of the votes, 22% going to MASH, 19% going to Vikings, and SEAL Team, which is not really a war show, but based on a SEAL Team, 28%. And everything. So there you go. Well, we'll get into sports this hour and RW SmackDown. I do want to talk to you because since you're RW SmackDown, you probably know a lot about wrestling. It'd be good to have you on the show. Let's kick it off here. Period number 2, 66 degrees under cloudy skies. No rain in the forecast in Noonan, but in Atlanta, there's a little bit of rainfall going on. But first, your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Couple things to talk about this morning. Around 17 protesters were arrested at University of Georgia campus after some students and some community members held a pro-Palestinian demonstration Monday, according to UAG spokesperson Greg Trevor. He said that it just isn't the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. The Monday morning's encampment on the North Campus squad crossed the line and violated school policies. Students say the university has to profited over the lives of Palestinian people and the overwhelming force of student opinion. Trevor said that the students and the staff did not make a required reservation with the universities. They got the freedom of expression policy. This led to 5 protesters putting up tents and barricading themselves on the sidewalk and blocking buildings and the surroundings. That's why they were arrested, not because of their views. So I like to put this out there and give the real news, even though there's certain people out there like, oh, you don't want to give the real news. They're not educated. But this is what I like to do because I want people to know so that we understand both sides and everybody is humans and everything. And that's what we try to do on this feed, is be positive. And even if we have some funny people come on and do some funny stuff, like some of our favorites, comedians, and I like to call them comedians, you know, and we're talking about my brother Luke here and everything, it's fine and everything. But most of the time we like to keep it truthfully and positive. Like last hour, 99classicrock@gmail.com. 99classicrock@gmail.com. That's it, brother. But they were not arrested for their freedom of speech. They were arrested because they were blocking buildings and people going in and everything. And that's what's going across the country and everything. And I understand, because people are wanting this war in Israel to be over with. And a lot of innocent people are being victimized. And just the everyday people are being victimized. Just like the media See, in the United States, media really kind of, and clickbait really kind of victimizes us. But, you know, in other countries, the victims are wars and stuff. Hit that like, please. Thank you, Mr. Monkey. And stuff. So Anthony Blinken calls for a ceasefire. He says Hamas is only thing standing in the way so far. This is one thing that's been said from our Secretary of State here in the United States. He said he called for a ceasefire for the war between the U.S. allies, Israel, and Hamas on Monday. And they indicated that the release of Israel hostages, there was a couple that were asking to be released. There was actually a video that was put out last week about this. Anthony Blinken, who has been meeting with Middle Eastern leaders in Saudi Arabia, says a ceasefire is the best way to start a relieving suffering in Gaza and move towards healing. I agree. We definitely need to do that. And Prime Minister Netanyahu, we told you that a few weeks ago, he said he wanted to stop this and everything. 99classicrock@gmail.com. That's 99classic, ClassicRock @gmail.com. So there you go, RW. If not, you can see it in my feed, my friend. If you didn't get it from it. The White House later said that the current president has talked with leaders over in Israel and Hamas, and that the release of hostages held by Hamas is now the only obstacle in the immediate ceasefire relief for the people of Gaza. Should a ceasefire be reached, the United States, together with Egypt, and will also work fully to ensure the terms are worked out. Hopefully it does work out pretty well. So we just want to kind of keep that in mind and everything. It's disgusting. You're right. Sure, I'll try to see if I can get it in there. If not, we'll try to see what we can do. Get it in there. Pete, you know it. Put it in there for me. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. Sound like I'm about to sing, right? I think it's the allergies trying to hit me. Allergies trying to hit you, Ryan. Well, allergies are trying to hit you. Take Flonase. Yeah. All right, let's see what other headline news we can talk about. The war in Gaza has spread and spurred a large number of protests outside the roast that went on President Joe Biden, journalists, politicians, and other celebrities that were this past weekend. Now, they were standing out there in Palestinian clothing and said, "Shame on you," and other things on the pavement. So that was one thing that was going on over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. $1 million Powerball ticket has been sold here in Georgia, and it was not sold to me. How come I didn't get it? Oh, I know you're not, Doc Brown. I know you're not. I know. I hate the Powerball too. I should have won it. but they wouldn't let me win it. You know, every time I think I'm this close, they're like, no, you're not going to win, Ryan. You got to. Every time it gets up to 3 billion, 4 billion, and all that kind of stuff, nobody wins. You know, I kind of see that's fake, but you know, I'm calling something out. Sure, my friend, we'll set something up for you to contact me. I know, Mr. Monkey, me either. I never win anything. That's why I got into radio, so that I could give things away for people to win. Doc Brown says, we will win one day. Now, remember, guys, when you win, you got to share it with your favorite radio personality, me. Because since, you know, like a certain person said earlier about me, you know, since he has everything, you know, and the rest of us have nothing, you know. We are in the United States and Georgia, my friend. Oh, I appreciate that, Doc Brown. Why wouldn't I? Oh, that's sweet. I love that. 20 minutes past the hour. We are holding at 61 degrees, it says. 66 degrees, I'm sorry, it says, in the metro Atlanta area under cloudy skies. No rain yet. Rain is heading our way. So, time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Mike on the group can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. I think I got everything out of the way we needed right now. And I'm going to tell you some of the, at the end of the hour, some WWE draft updates from last night. Amen, Mr. Monkey. They're saying amen. ABC says, over in Russia, general media is for some reason saying U.S. is our savior. For some reason, I don't believe that. There's really? Well, U.S. is giving some money to Ukraine and some money to Russia. They really can't pick a side on that one like they did with Israel. I'm just telling it like it is. In South Australia, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. What time is it there? Oh, you're on the same time I'm on then. I'm on 8 a.m. to, it's 8 a.m. So we're on Eastern time, and it seems to be, you would be considered on Central time. Yeah, I blocked him. I got rid of him. Nothing but trouble. He was making some people in the feed uncomfortable. I didn't want them feeling uncomfortable. I'd have messed with him all day. It wouldn't bother me. He got really mad at me. So, yeah, we got rid of him. He got really mad and says, I'm just laughing. I mean, if you want to prove you're educated to me, you didn't have to keep saying it over and over. Because all of you guys have proved it just by being on here and speaking the way you guys speak. I know every one of you guys are educated. Probably got bigger degrees than I do. I know Professor Fate does. Oh, that's the time you can talk tomorrow, 7 a.m. your time. Well, it'll be really late my time, so we'll have to figure something out. If you want to pop your email in there to me, no, that wouldn't be safe. Not that anybody on here would do anything, but what if somebody like someone else come on like that? All right, my email is 99, like 2 9s, classicrock@gmail.com. So there you go. All right, before we head into our sports news, I'll give you a draft update from last night. Who all joined Raw last night 2? Bronson Reed, Imperial, Damage Control, Natalia, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne. Those guys are from England. Creed Brothers, Ivy Neal, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, LWO, Judgment Day, New Day, and Final Testament. And on SmackDown, Giovanni, who got kicked out of Imperial, DIY, Tia Knox, Candice LeRae and her partner in India, KO, Apollo Crews, Santino and his crew, Nakamura, Naomi, Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Pretty Deadly, and Tiffany Stratton. Those are people on SmackDown. Starting Monday, they'll be on their official brands. Maybe it's starting Friday for most of them. So there you go. There you go. All right, we'll set up a time to try to see if we can connect RW SmackDown for sure, my friend. All right, it's 24 minutes past the hour. Which of these television shows based on a war did you guys enjoy the most? 31% say Hogan's Heroes, 22% are saying MASH, 19% are saying Vikings, 28% are saying SEAL Team. Make sure you guys vote. Let's try to get that 102 votes like we did yesterday. It looked really good to hit 102 votes. I want to thank everybody that voted yesterday as well. And more people coming on. We appreciate you guys on the internet for voting. And what else? Oh, okay, I'm going to take a drink. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm going to see how I can try to get our email into there for you. All right, let's see. 24 minutes past the. Let's take a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got for you? We go inside the Friday Night Lights Scoreboard with the one, the only. Our good friend Richard Holdridge joins us in just a few minutes. Just email him your email. Yeah, you can just email mine. Yeah. Back in a moment. Also in the feed, you can go up in my description. It's got my number. It's got the radio station number. It's got the email and everything in there, RW. You can go and look at the description on this page and everything. It's got all that information too. Then you can email me. Woo! There's some guys in Chicago that do a Russian show, ABC, and it's cool because they do like an afternoon show on a talk station, and it's 3 or 4 hours, and it's all in your native language. Pete said he listened to a couple of them through the Radio Garden app. He's got apps everywhere for everything. Look, you can look up Radio NVC, ABC. It's Radio NVC, and they're out of Chicago. There is a large population of people from Russia there. Also from Korea, China, and everywhere else as well. And yes, I've heard that too. Nothing but trouble. He's not calling. What? He's not calling. Richard's not calling. I'm on the latest SmackDown. Richard might be out this week. I forgot. That's right. That is correct. He's out.
Why settle for less when you can have the list? 706-525-5931.
I can't keep up with his schedule.
Local sales agent. Your peace of mind is just a call away.
I just can't keep up with his schedule. Good night, Mr. Monkey. You have a blessed day too, Mr. Monkey. Enjoy shopping. Get something good to eat.
Have you been considering a career in real estate? At Keller Williams Realty Atlanta Partners, we prepare you to excel in your real estate career by providing award-winning training, family-based culture, and lead generation tools to build a business that lasts. If you're interested in learning about our pre-licensed school or how to get started, call 678-634-9770 or visit our website, atlantapartnersrealestateschool.com today.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Ellsworth Insurance. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers.
Adam made you hungry, Pete.
And commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs.
Cool. I'll check in a few moments, my friend. You gotta get some groceries too. In the South, that's what we say. We gotta get some groceries. I'm hungry now too, you guys. Let's see what I got over here. Good morning, WQEE. Oh, okay. I thought we were skipping this week. I forgot. You didn't call in time, so I figured. Oh, you called in time. What's wrong with me? Sorry.
Well, I saw the Facebook post, and then I'm trying to it work. So
I forgot all about it. I was thinking you were going to be, and I said, okay.
I actually, it's okay.
Okay.
Something else is fine. I'll just see you next week.
Okay, it's fine. I just didn't want to mess anything up if you didn't have to.
No, it's fine. It works.
Okay.
I've got the work to do. I completely forgot. I know I was supposed to call in at 8:45, but I totally.
No, this is a better time to call in. It gives me time to finish up my news and stuff, and then get prepared about this time to do a little sports. So, well, Patrick Mahomes and members of the Kansas City Chiefs were at WWE Raw last night because they were in Kansas City, and everybody's all about Pat McAfee. You know, Pat McAfee's the color commentator every Monday night on Raw. So,
yeah, that's right. Superstar.
So football and baseball and everything's being brought into wrestling.
Oh, of course.
All right, we're getting ready to go on, brother.
All
right. You can definitely feel it, ladies and gentlemen. It's party all over. Friday night is a great night for football, but so is Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, and Tuesday morning, because it's Friday Night Lights, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the network. And we always, every Tuesday morning on Twisted Tuesday, bring you the very best in sports talk. Please welcome our guest. He is our sports analyst. He's the Sports Beat host, weekdays from 2 to 3 on the network, right on the network here from 2 to 3 weekdays with the Sports Beat. He's the voice of high school sports across the Fountain City, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, and more. He has been part of the Columbus Lions football broadcast team, Columbus Chattahoochee baseball team, Chattahoochee Monsters baseball team, the Columbus Rapids men and women's soccer team. He's a soldier. He's a father. He's a husband, and he is the sports man himself. Please welcome Richard Holdridge. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning, Ryan. Happy to be on the show.
Glad to have you with us this morning, and we're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk a little River Dragons hockey in just a few moments, but I want to jump right into it. It was the home of the Kansas City Chiefs last night. WWE Raw had night 2 of their draft, with their version of a draft, and of drafting wrestlers from one brand to another and all that good stuff. But Patrick Mahomes and a few of his defensive linebackers were actually in the crowd. They actually Patrick Mahomes walked into the show with Logan Paul, who is the current U.S. champion. Logan Paul, we all know him from, and Braun Strowman made his return, former strongman, with the wrestling. Got in the face of Patrick Mahomes and his 2 big linebackers. I just had to tell you, Patrick Mahomes also handed his 3 Super Bowl rings to Logan Paul to help him beat up somebody in the ring. So I just wanted to let you know all that.
Yeah, anytime it's a crossover sport, it's always great. You can build that fan base, both football and wrestling, and I think it's just great for both sports.
It is. And Patrick Mahomes, let me tell you something. The last time I saw a smile like that on his face was when he won the Super Bowl this last go around. He had a pretty good smile on his face last night. And compared to some of the guys in the wrestling, and Patrick's pretty short compared to them. I was like, wow, this guy's smaller than I thought he was. So,
well, wrestlers are really world-class athletes. I mean, you see a lot of them play football in their earlier days. And so, that's what you get. You get a world-class athlete that's in the ring. It's been putting on quite a show.
There you go. It definitely is. Well, let's talk about our Columbus River Dragons. This past weekend, they hit the wall or hit the ice or hit whatever analogy you want to use after definitely 2 hard-fought victories with the Thunderbirds on Saturday and Sunday. And, I mean, overtime for the Thunderbirds didn't win this easily. It was overtime. Let's talk about the River Dragons season and what happened this past weekend right quick.
Well, quite frankly, it was the most demoralizing couple of losses in River Dragons history. They had the game won
right
Saturday, up 2-1 with 1:20 left to go. Carolina pulls the goalie. They have a 6-on-5, and Carolina scores the game-tying goal, and it completely demoralizes the team. It's absolutely shocking, and they lose in overtime. To lose like that, it was hard to get up off the mat for Game 3. I mean, we've seen this in history of sports. When you lose a heartbreaking Game 6 in the World Series, or you lose a heartbreaking Game 6 in like the NBA Finals, it's so demoralizing to get off the mat. But I actually thought that the River Dragons played very well in Game 3 on Sunday. They had a 1-0 lead going into the third period, and with about 7 minutes to go, Carolina ties it again, and they win it in overtime. In overtime, you throw out the rest of the book. It's completely evenly matched in overtime, and the puck just did not bounce their way. And even though they played very, very hard,
right?
They were, that you've got to give credit to that goalkeeper for Carolina, Mario Cavallari.
Exactly.
He got promoted to the SPHL. He was standing on his head. Some of the saves he made were absolutely breathtaking. It was like, wow, I can't believe he just did that. And it was one of those, I can't believe they just did that moment. And it's heartbreaking.
It
is.
is.
You're a River Dragons fan, you have
We
to
are.
be heartbroken right now because they have home ice. They have the best record in the SPHL.
Yes.
And their season ends that way. And who knows if their core players are going to come back. There's talks about John Pietrangelo and Austin Doe retiring.
I heard that, yes.
Into the season. And so, where do the River Dragons go from here? I know that the ultimate goal is to win a championship, but you got to give credit to the River Dragons for really putting on a show the last 2 games in the Columbus Civic Center. I mean, that was some high drama, high intense hockey that the fans got to see for the past 2 days. It was just an incredible time.
It definitely was. And I know that coming up tomorrow, May 1st, the the River Dragons are going to have kind of a end of the season kind of meet information for the fans and all this kind of stuff in Columbus. Do you know where that's going to be? What's going on with them?
I actually don't.
All right. Well, we put it on the Facebook page so that I'm sure the fans will know. But we're going to be pulling for the Dragons no matter what season. Next season, it's going to be back in October. We're ready for River Dragons hockey once again. Hopefully, they won't get this close again next season. But the Thunderbirds are one of those teams that every year seem to just have the River Dragons number. And once again, it just seemed to have their number. Let's go on to UFL football over this weekend. 0-5 for the Renegades and the Stallions. That just shows that gentlemen from Alabama and Georgia can play some sports. Let's talk. The 5-0 Stallions looking good in the UFL, I should say. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, they're the only undefeated team remaining. They'll play the Memphis Showboats next week.
Right.
And the Memphis Showboats are struggling a little bit, 1-4. If you go over to the XFL division, you have the St. Louis Battlehawks and the San Antonio Brahmas, both 4-1.
Right.
But the Birmingham Stallions are the two-time defending USFL champions. I like how the UFL has the two divisions.
Yes.
They don't even call it East and West. They call it the UFL and the XFL.
I love it.
The USFL and the XFL.
Yep.
So they pay homage to the league that folded. And they didn't really fold. They just
Combined.
together to call the UFL. And so I like that. They have, they've won the championship the last 2 seasons. So they're looking good so far. 5-0.
Yes.
Birmingham's got a great fan base. I love just the style of play that the Birmingham Stallions they put on out on the field, and they've also looked dominant. I mean, they have not only won, but they have won convincingly.
Yeah, definitely so. And it's one of those things that everybody was thinking that, well, the XFL and the USFL and a lot of people were in their minds thinking, well, the XFL is a step above the USFL, but the Stallions have proved that they are a team to be reckoned with. I can see them going to the playoffs this season, to the UFL, whatever the championship is going to be called for that UFL championship, their version of the Super Bowl. And I like to see a couple of new teams. We talked about it last time, but the Renegades, who won last year in the XFL, they have not won a game yet. What do you think's going on with them?
Well, last year the Renegades caught lightning in a bottle. They were the first team with a losing record to win a championship.
Ow.
That never happened in the history of sport.
Right.
But I just think that the Renegades are, you always hear that saying, you are what your record is. They got a lot of breaks last year. And, because they had a losing record last year, the expectation a little too high. And plus, you're going to get everybody's best shot. I mean, they're defending XFL champions. And so, first of all, the XFL teams are really good with the Brahmas and the Battlehawks. So I think that because of the play of the Brahmas and the Battlehawks this year, that, the Renegades have taken a step back.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, we're going to go from UFL. We got CFL starting in May, and we know Rod Peterson will be talking about that coming up middays from 12 to 2. We're going to head on over to the NFL draft that's going on. I know everybody's like, well, you're talking football, and it's spring and summer's around the corner, but football is year round. So how are you feeling so far with the NFL draft that began last Thursday?
Well, Rod, I got to tell you, I'm still shocked and puzzled that the Atlanta Falcons selected Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick. When you gave all that money to Kirk Cousins, you don't need a quarterback. You especially don't need a quarterback who's 24 years old that might not start until he's 30. I mean,
right.
I understand a little bit why the general manager, Terry Fontenot, pulled off this move because the quarterback play was so bad last year. Desmond Ritter was not only one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL, he was single-handedly losing games very good roster.
Right.
And that Ritter was not a good quarterback. So I think that the GM has overcorrected himself and said, hey, having a backup quarterback is not a bad problem to have.
Exactly.
Pay all that money. Why would you pay all that money to Kirk Cousins if you knew you wanted to get the quarterback of the future in Michael Penett? I mean, I don't know. In the whole draft that the Falcons had, the next 4 picks were all defense. I mean, they might hit on 1 or 2 of those picks, but the Falcons are in a win now mode. I mean, they got skill position players the last 3 drafts before this draft. Getting Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, as far as the Falcons go, I know I'm probably going to be one that most people disagree with. I think it was a pretty good idea to have a backup quarterback in the future, because look at where the Falcons went when they had a good quarterback, and then they went with what we had the last few years, and no one could step up in case someone gets hurt. What if Kirk Cousins gets hurt mid-season? Well, I know they're spending a lot of money, but Arthur Blank has the money to spend. Okay, let's just be honest. The man's got the money to spend. So we get Junior coming up here, and he can take over some of games and stuff in case Kirk gets injured mid-season. It's just, to me, it's great to have a great backup quarterback that knows what they're doing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the Falcons do later on this season. That's just my thoughts. And I know a lot of other people that are more into sports and know more about sports than I do will probably disagree on that. But to me, I kind of feel that it's looking towards the future, and it's having someone, because Kirk, he's not a young man, and injuries can happen. So it happens all the time. So I'm thinking it's great to have someone so that the Falcons don't miss a beat each week. So I'm looking forward to later on this season and everything. So, the NFL draft was kind of fun. So let's talk about what you got going on this week with Georgia Alabama Sports Live, which is one thing I forgot to say at the top of the intro. You guys, what are you guys doing this week?
All right, so Wednesday we got a Glenwood semifinal game in the AISA. They are taking on Macon East. And then on Thursday, Chris and I are doing our Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. And on Friday, Chris Case is going to be in Milner for Calvary Christian at Rock Springs Christian Academy. And then we also have CVCC baseball and softball wrapping up this week. I'm not doing a whole lot this week because I'm actually going out of town.
Right.
But next week, we've got the Glenwood State Championships and the Calvary State Championship, possibly, if they can advance. So you can catch all that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
All right, tell everybody how to follow you, what's coming up on the show today, and all that good stuff.
You can follow me on Twitter at SportsRichardH. You can also follow Georgia Alabama Sports Live also on the X at GAAL Sports Live. That is our Twitter handle. And on the show, I'm going to have the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. We're going to air part 1 with Rick Barrett and I did the show last night. I'm also going to have my 2 days. And with spring practice, we have high school football teams having their spring games. And on yesterday's show, I featured Carver and Central. On this show, I'm featuring Glenwood and Brookstone.
All righty.
Station Shaw. So it's going to be 2 schools per day, trying to get 1 school in Alabama, 1 school in Georgia. And I'll preview the upcoming season and recap last season.
Sounds good to me. Well, tune in today from 2 to 3 for the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge, the real sports man himself, the real sports leader. That's what I say. Tune in weekdays from 2 to 3 on the network, following the Rob Peterson show, and right before Race Country Radio. Back in a moment. All right, brother. It was all good. Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. Well, you going to be able to be on next week or not?
Yeah, I'll be up next week.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, we'll talk then, brother. I'll let you go. I know you're going to get to work. I don't want you to be late. So.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. You have a good day.
Okay.
All right, bro. All right, brother. Bye.
All right, bye.
Okay. Answer your question, would you? Nothing But Trouble gave you a great idea there. you know, that liquid dish soap, I'd put it on my finger and rub it across your teeth. Then you'd sit and I'll get to enjoy you having an unpleasant hour. I would have to tie you up and then do that same thing too. Because if you're a big person, I might not even be able to do that. If you're a big, tough, muscular person. Are you asking because you're going to do that to somebody bigger than you? Because I'm trying to figure out, are you a lady or a gentleman? And if you're a lady, you're tired of your husband and you're trying to do that to him. Just put it in his food. Put it in his drink, his orange juice or apple juice. If you're asking, because that's what you're about to do. How to use a bar of soap for real to do what? To eat? To wash somebody's mouth out with? I don't know. Back in the day, grandparents, your great grandparents and grandparents would just tell you to go into the bathroom and they'd wash your mouth. They put the soap in your mouth and that would be it. And they'd stand there and you take that out, you're gonna get a whooping. I don't know how to do it today except for tie you up or something. You guys seen the Christmas Story movie where Ralphie had to stick the soap in his mouth? They used to do that back in the 40s. Why do you think them boomers are so grumpy nowadays? Why do you think they can eat liver and chili and think it tastes the same? Because they had soap their whole life. It's a beautiful sunny day in Iowa. Storms later today and tonight. Same here. We got the same weather in Georgia. Boy, I got 102 votes yesterday on that poll question. I enjoyed it. Guess I got to start doing that. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us. One of our great listeners was wanting to see if you would challenge me to give myself a mouth soaping for real. Hey, why don't you do it? And the thing I would say to do, want to use a bar of soap and a washcloth. Well, what you do is, if you did wrap it in the washcloth and put it in your mouth, how long? I'd say, see if you could, I don't know, you could keep it in your mouth that long, but I'd say for 1 minute. Let's do 1 minute because it's disgusting. We all know it's disgusting. I wouldn't want you to do more than 1 minute. And I challenge you to do it there. And then you can put it on the video and send it to us. Hey, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for getting in there. Thank you for telling the truth. Joe said, my grandma shoved the whole bar, even liquid soap. Hopefully it wasn't in your mouth, Joe. But if it was, I don't know what you were saying, buddy. Grandma wouldn't have put it in your mouth if you hadn't been saying something she didn't want to hear. And all of us had that grandma that you are not taking the Lord's name in vain, because that's where the soap's going to go in your mouth. You say, GD, what did you say? I don't know. I'll be on when it's 5 a.m. your time, RW. It was definitely in my mouth, Joe said, laugh out loud. I told her my dad cursed, and she asked me what did he say. I said it, and she dragged me to the bathroom. Laugh out. Trick question, Grandma. That's a grandma, Joe. That's right. No, Grandma was smart. She was smart, Joe. I'm going to take care of Joe. He thinks see what it is. She's heard you say something that you didn't know she heard you say because she's got good hearing. She says, you know what to do? I'm going to get it. But I'm going to ask him what his dad said. And then I'm going to do this. They did that back in the day. I never had it done to me. Well, Sherry, you were a good little girl. Joe says he's a bit laugh out loud. Yep, she heard me say something. That's the way to get me. I know other people around the people that are listening around the world are like, man, Americans, you guys are just cruel. That's the way grandparents were back in a moment. Oh, lye soap burns your mouth. That was in that movie. Yep. ABC says, welcome to the Kiki radio personality, ladies and gentlemen. Sheriff said, I knew not to say that. Oh, she was born in the 30s, so she had all the tricks. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And let me tell you something. The grandparents that were born in those days, they knew a lot of things. A lot of things. She knew how to make bread from stuff in the cabinet. That she knew how to make a full-fledged 5-piece dinner, gigantic, nice dinner out of 5 things in the pantry. You're gonna, Grandma, what's for dinner? Go back in there. I'll call you. Go outside and play. I'll call you when I'm ready for dinner. You're like, she's in there with flour and a few things, and you come back in, and then you got this big 5-course meal. Oh, I love the homemade bread too. We're getting off topic here a minute, but I love that. There's a lot there's a lot that they needed they done those days for sure. She knew how to make bread and also waited till it got stale and beat us with. Well, Joe, it sounds like you loved your. It sounds like I tell you what, you probably still loved and respect your grandma. I bet you no man back talked her. I bet you no young men go, I'm gonna back talk you, grandma, just because you're a woman. You're like, what? Where's that stale bread? Don't you back talk me. Slip it, hit you upside the head with it. Homemade everything, anything's good. You're right, ABC. Joe, tell us where you're from, bro. You don't have to tell us the city, but you can tell us what state you're from if you don't mind. I'll check in a moment, RW. Let me make sure. We got movie reviews coming up in just a few moments, so get ready for that. I am check right now, brother. Oh, New York, but you moved to Florida last year. Okay. Awesome. Oh, I knew if you were in New York and Mom was making all kind of stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Thank you, Joe. He's from Florida, but he's originally from New York up there and everything. Thank you for subscribing, my friend. Man, we were just talking about all the food and the I don't see anything from you yet, my friend. RW. We were talking about homemade breads and soap and everything. Washing your mouth out with soap. Pete brought up the lye soap. That was the same soap they used in the movie Christmas Story. We were talking about washing your mouth out with soap because one of our wonderful listeners wanted. I bet you they've already done that and they're going to send us an email 99classrock@gmail.com. So, and then we'll see what we can do for you. I don't know. Took that challenge. Won that challenge taken. Hey, anyway, and then we got to talking about homemade bread and stuff and everything. I was like our poor boomers. This is why they can't taste anything. This is why if you blindfold some of the boomer generation and put a steak and liver sitting right there, the Muslim are just going to eat both of them. You put A1 on it, they're going to say, oh, this steak tastes good if it's liver. Because their grandmas were putting soap in their mouths. Joe said his grandma, here was the thing. He said his grandma, called him doing some things and saying some words he shouldn't have said. And she was talking to him one day and asked him, what'd your daddy say? And he told him his dad said was cussing. And he said, well, what'd he say? And he told her, and she took him into the bathroom. You gotta love it. That's great. I wish I could have met her, Joe. She seemed like she'd be the kind of person that have some good stories too. I always love people from the elder generation like that, especially if they're sticking soap in your mouth and hitting you with bread. They got some good stories, guy. Pete said after Holly got back from her trip, she said, I missed your cooking. Yeah, I know. She probably did. She was a Coca-Cola model. Cool. There you go. Well, there you go. So that was back. She was born in the 30s. She was a Coca-Cola model, and then she was Joe's grandma. Oh, I would like to hear some of the stories about the Coca-Cola days and some of the stuff she had to put up with. Women had to put up with a lot of stuff back then. They really did. We're getting ready to go to the top of the hour. Hey, I know many older than 65 and know how to. I know many older than 65 and know how to cook and can taste food very well. I'm big, nothing but trouble. You probably didn't get in trouble like the way our friend Sharon ever got in trouble. Back in a moment. I got it from you, Ryder. I got it from you. It just came through. She said it was mandatory to smoke cigarettes because it was a sponsor. I believe it. I believe it. I bet your grandma had to smack all kind of men in the face too back in the. Get away from me. That's why your grandma was the way she was. Them poor ladies had to put up with a lot of stuff back in the day. I got yelled at or the silent treatment. Oh, sorry about that, RW. I'm sorry. I apologize. RW. It did suck. What's up, Jimmy? Well, we're just gonna call you RW, because that's what your RW SmackDown, what you represent, laying the SmackDown, RW. Now his name is RW? Yeah. Okay. I hope our friend Shane B remembers. Knowing him, he's probably getting his stuff together and messing up. Sometimes that's what it does in the equipment. Man, ever since a certain person left, Sounds good, brother. We'll try to get together soon, RW. It's kitchen cleaning day in Iowa with Cher. Got to keep it clean because the property brothers come in there a couple of months ago and rebuilt your kitchen. I mean, the property brothers rebuilt your kitchen a couple of months ago there. Good morning. Hey, what's up, Shane? How you doing, brother? A crazy week? I hear you. I understand. It's been like that so far, and it's only Tuesday. I know the feeling, believe me. You guys getting ready? It's time for movie reviews. Yeah, it was funny last night that they had some football player, they had Patrick Mahomes on them, and because they were in Kansas City for Raw, and the Fall Guy movie is one of the sponsors that WWE was talking about, and the lead announcer said to Pat McAfee, which is his partner, lead announcer Michael Cole said, "I like the original movie." I mean, the original series, he said. It was funny how so many people are like going back to the original series. Make pumpkin bread and cola bread with chocolate chips and cinnamon. Oh man, don't make me hungry, Pete. I wish they'd stop calling. The FCC's already charged them. I don't, unfortunately. I don't have nothing I don't wear overalls, so sorry. Not everybody in the South does. Saying sometimes people act like we're from the South. Everybody dresses like Jeffro. Oh yeah, you had nothing but trouble. Gave you some information. And I thought you had already put that soap in your mouth for a minute. That's a challenge from the RyanORadio Penitentiary to you since you wanted it. You can keep it there for 5 minutes if you want to. All right. Oh. A lot of votes today, but not as many. Oh, no, I've got right now. Somebody was calling there in a minute, but we've got a guest right now, so I won't be able to ask that on the air, unfortunately. But that's a good idea. I could ask them for you. Let's see here. Oh, you got your tomato plants already ready, Pete? Somebody was telling me yesterday they were going to do some tomatoes. Make sure you bring me some tomatoes because I like a good tomato sandwich. So make sure you bring me some, guys. Pete, since you're local, for sure. That's what. Oh, I'm for it. I know you're for real. But yeah, Pete, when they're ready, bring me some tomatoes.
That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to go on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 706 number ABC. Or 770, I'm sorry. I'll see. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yes, Stewie, we are still doing it. Welcome into the final period of play on this Twisted Tuesday. We're heading to the movie theaters to talk what's hot, what's not, top 10 movies, and so much more on this TGIT Twisted Tuesday edition of your favorite radio show. Our movie reviewer is next, so make sure you stay right there. Listen up. It's RyanORadio, Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only Ryan O'Neal, and of course, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud. Across that RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. Across the British Columbia Isles of Canada. And finally, the Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations. East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and real news. It's also the home of the RyanORadio Penitentiary, and we're live on the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. We got a lot of people listening, and a lot of people voted this morning, and a whole lot of people voted yesterday. We appreciate you guys tuning in and sharing this show and being a part of it. And to all those out there tuning in, thank you. To all the haters, well, I got one thing to say to you. Tell them what I got to say, Triple H. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we head into our top 10 movies and movie reviews, I've got our poll question up this morning, which a lot of you are already answering. Which of these TV shows based on war did you enjoy the most? Now, one of them really doesn't have much of a war, but it was kind of in there so that it would be just throwing out the rest of them. Hogan's Heroes, 31%. Of the votes, 21%. I can't believe MASH only getting 21% of the votes. Vikings getting 23% of the votes. And I should have put Band of Brothers there, but I put SEAL Team, 25% of the votes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our expert on entertainment and more, our movie reviewer, our Cisco, our Ebert, the man who gives 2 thumbs up to movies, shows, and more that are fantastic and great to watch or even check out. And he also gives a stone cold salute if they're not so good. Please welcome Shane B. Good morning, Shane.
Morning.
How you doing this morning, my brother?
Oh, hectic as usual.
I hear you, my brother. Hey, out of those 4, which would you pick based on which of these television shows based on war do you enjoy the most? So out of those, maybe out of 3 of them I know or something. Hogan's Heroes, MASH, Vikings, and I put SEAL Team in there just to see that it get the lesser of, but it didn't get the lesser votes. But so which one of those?
I'd probably have to go with MASH.
I figured.
Spend more time with it.
Thank you. I knew a lot of people would. I knew it. I was getting people writing in that all morning long. So I can't believe it's only 21% of the votes, but I just recently watched Hogan's Heroes again. So I finished up its last episode 2 days ago. Whenever I have time, that's what I've been watching. So.
Yeah, it's just one of those shows I grew up watching.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
And it was just always enjoyable. And the brothers, I don't really remember.
Yeah.
It is on Netflix now, so I'll go back and watch that again.
Yep. Well,
It's just been so long since I've seen that.
I know, right? And then Vikings, of course, is one that everybody was telling me about, so I put it in there. It was just what was based on war movies. I looked up what shows were based on war movies. I was going to ask Hogan's Heroes and MASH because I just got myself complete 6 seasons of Hogan's Heroes again, and I'm like, I'm going to watch MASH because just a few movies and shows you say are good, I watch, and then everything else I try to pick some things I want that I know are timeless, and those shows are timeless. And Hogan's Heroes, by the way, never had a season finale. Did you know that?
Let's see some Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, I just spent more time with MASH.
Of course. But you had some of the same characters on both. And that was the thing. Her father, Mulcahy, he was on both shows. So the guy that played Father Mulcahy, he was on both shows. So it's just one of those things. So glad to got another one for MASH there. So we'll get into watching movies and talking about movies, top 10 movies. We got a new top 10 movie, and Civil War went all the way down to number 4. We got a new number 2 movie, Unsung Heroes, and everything. So what'd you hear about some of these new movies in the top 10, Shane?
Unsung Heroes, never heard of it.
Huh? Me either, man.
It's number 2 spot, and I'm like, okay. Number 1 really boggles my mind.
Okay.
Challengers,
yeah.
This is the latest fiasco. Starring Zendaya. And something about her being the tennis player.
Yes.
The biggest noise I heard about this movie is this one scene that they have in it where she's basically messing with 2 guys, and the 3 of them have a little romp. That's the main thing I've heard about this movie.
Oh. Was this set in the 70s or something? I don't. That's when they did all that kind of stuff back in the 70s.
I'm not even sure. They're just going to some kind of extreme to make her a star. I still really just don't care for her acting. But, this is comes with the Disney kids.
Oh, okay.
We'll get thrown out in the forefront everywhere. What I find more interesting is somebody sent me this meme that's kind of interesting, that how all of the live action Spider-Man love interests have gone on to star in tennis movies.
Really?
This is hers. Emma Stone ended up in a tennis movie. Kirsten Dunst ended up in a tennis movie. It was just like, that's just kind of funny and interesting at the same time.
Wow. You know what? I never would have thought about that, but now you're putting 2 and 2 together. Wow. So every one of them ended up in a tennis movie. Well, I don't know. It took the number 1 spot, and the last 2 weeks before this happened was Civil War at number 1, and it was pushed all the way down to number 4, where Godzilla and Kong stayed at number 3. Abigail went down to number 5. I never would have thought that. I figured Abigail would stay up there in the number 2 or the number 3 spot. But I guess nobody's in the mood for horror movies right now, Shane.
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked that Civil War went down that far. And it's underneath Godzilla X Kong.
Right.
So I guess that movie just didn't push the right buttons enough to keep people interested.
Right.
Oh, great question. where was the war? Great question.
Yes. I mean, the only thing that like I said about that Civil War movie, the only thing I think, in my opinion, was the Civil War movie I'm talking about now is it just didn't explain anything and everything. So they got to go back and explain that. And then Kong and Godzilla, between the two there, finally coming together. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know if they're working together, if they're fighting one another and they're fighting something else. I don't know what it is, and I just, and then Ghostbusters is all the way back down to number 8. And we've already did a review on that. So some new movies coming out. So I kind of expect challengers to go down. And because this weekend, I think we're supposed to have the reboot of Fall Guy or a movie version of it.
It's more disappointing seeing where Boy Kills World fell.
Yes.
I watched about half of it, and it is just silly fun.
Yes, I saw some of it too. Yes, I agree with you. Wow.
To see where it didn't catch people's attention, probably given the name.
Yeah, that's it.
Parents want to take their kids to see something with a title like that, but thoroughly enjoyable. Starfield Skarsgård, he's deaf and mute, and he's just on his, this revenge tour. There's this controlling figure, a lady that pretty much runs everything, and if you get on her bad side, she takes you out. She ended up killing his family. So he spends his time training with a shaman and goes and gets his revenge. And most of the time, pretty much the whole time, he's got this voice going on in his head. This narration is going on. But he explains it as a voice he gave himself. He imagined from a Street Fighter video game.
Right.
But there's a lot of comedy in it. And a lot of action.
Okay.
I just want to see how I get beat by challengers.
Yeah. Well, they're pushing a certain someone who I didn't even know who she was. And the only reason I knew who she was, Shane, when I read the description about it being the number 1 movie I said, isn't that girl that was in a Spider-Man movie? That's how I knew her. I hate to say it. I didn't know who she was. I was like, oh, that's that one name person. And then I started thinking back on what you told us about her being a one name person a few months back. Kind of having fun with her. So.
Yeah, it's just I figured she'd be done after
Spider-Man.
The third Spider-Man.
Yeah, really.
We had Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back.
Yes.
So they spent almost half of the movie, at least in 3 parts of that movie, is dedicated to explaining her name. Because that was the biggest controversy. It's like, you call her MJ. She's supposed to be Mary Jane. We don't want Black Mary Jane. It was like, no, that's not her name, actually.
That's right.
Michelle Jones.
There you go.
But it seemed like a weird move to take anyway. Keep calling her MJ because people are only going to think about one person when you say MJ in the Spider-Man universe.
Right.
I was like, I don't know why they did that. But we spent all this movie explaining, no, this is her name. This is her name. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, who cares? That's not what this movie's about. It's a crossover of 3 different universes, multi-universes with different Spider-Men. That's what we wanted to see, not this whole who she was. And then they forgot him, didn't know who he was at the end of this movie. Yeah. But this weekend, the Fall Guy's coming out. Some people are excited about it. I guess, Shane, I mean, I'm nothing against Ryan, Emily Blunt, and all them. They're great actors. I guess it's just him being Colt Stevens, and then the original Colt Stevens, Lee Majors, is going to make an appearance in this movie, but he's not making an appearance as as Colt Stevens, unless this is Colt Stevens Jr. I don't know. If they did that, I'd be for it. But right now, I'm not that excited about it because, yeah. So what have you heard on the horizon about it?
It's just going to be one of those movies we're going to take a look at.
Okay.
See what they do. Like we talked about before, just watching the trailer, it feels like they're going to be trying to just push it too hard.
Yes.
The comedy,
yes.
And I don't know, word it might be a little sloppy. I mean,
okay.
Director is David Leitch, I think. He did Bullet Train, so I'll give you a little credit for that. And
Right.
he did Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
The only other Fast and Furious movie I like.
Yeah, I know. I know. I agree with you.
Look at him shot. Oh, I definitely want to go back and watch some of the show.
Mm-hmm.
That tastes back in my head, and we'll try to compare the two.
Right.
But I got a feeling they're not even going to be anywhere near each other.
It won't be.
This movie will probably make people go back and watch the show.
And that's a good thing. That is a good thing. It'll make people want to go back and watch the original show. And but nothing against the actors. Like I said, if he was playing Colt Jr. or whatever, and they were, instead of being the name, and Lee Majors is coming in as, I've never liked the point that you take some of the original cast members, put them in a movie, and have them be a different character. I mean, now, in the Beverly Hills Billies movie, you had the gentleman who played Uncle Jed playing this other character in that movie that he's known for in another show. That's fine. That's cool as long as he's playing. But who is Lee Major going to play in this one? The Bionic Man? Is he going to play somebody off of Dallas? I mean, because he's not going to be Colt Stevens. So that's what I'm trying to figure. Or is he going to play Lee Majors?
Hopefully they won't give him the Linda Carter treatment.
Uh-huh.
Like they did her in Wonder Woman 84, where she just shows up at the end.
Right.
And just has a cameo. What's another bad one? The Ghostbusters.
Of course. We've been talking about it.
You got three of the original guys, and they're just playing other people.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's see what y'all do here. Well, got nothing against Ryan Gosling, got nothing against him. Hopefully it's a good movie. As far as number one, maybe.
It will be this weekend. I mean, it's going to knock Challengers out of the number one spot, I believe. But 2 weekends in a row, it's not going to pull Civil War, I don't think. I think everybody's going to be excited to go see it the first weekend this weekend in May because of the name. But, hey, like I said, I agree with you. I hope they don't just throw him at the end of it or something. Here's appearance of Lee Majors. I hope they utilize him in a proper way, whether he's the original Colt Stevens, whether he's the original Colt, whether he plays himself, Lee Majors, and I need a stunt man to do my stunts or something, whatever, something like that. I hope they just don't, but the trailer's got Ryan and Emily in the one part in the vehicle, Shane. And that little part just does not make me want to watch it, honestly.
But what I'd like to see is, I know there's only a couple theaters that are going to do this, but there is, our upcoming May the 4th, the Star Wars holiday.
Yeah.
There are select theaters that are going to be playing
Tell us.
all three of the trilogies.
Yes, I heard about it.
The original and the Disney trilogy.
Uh-oh.
And one is sitting there.
Uh-oh. You going to it, right? I know you are.
Oh, if I could find a theater that's actually playing it.
I know you are. I know if you can find it, you going. I know it. Oh, man.
It's a long time to sit in the theater.
Yes, it is. I mean, do they just, once the movie's over, do they give you time to go out and use the restroom and all that kind of stuff, or they just do it back to back to back in these situations?
From what I'm hearing, there's supposed to be like 15-minute intermission.
Okay.
Between the movies.
Cool.
No previews, depending on the theater you go to. They're just going to jump right into them to minimize the amount of time that people have to sit there.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Well, I mean, we've talked about this when they did the Back to the Future movie. In this movie, with May 4th coming up, they've got to allow people that are going to see the movie to come in dressed as characters in these movies. I mean, that is definitely a Star Wars fan and an alumni fan, what they got to do. So, I mean, you think they're going to be dressing up some of these movie theaters and maybe some of the people that work there in costumes?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
Because like the biggest kick about this is the 25th anniversary of
Right.
Phantom Menace.
Yes.
So it's kind of a big thing.
Wow. Well, at least they'll do this one right by that. We're going to take a break. Come back, ladies and gentlemen. We got more reviews. What's hot, what's not, with our man Shane B on the network. Back in a moment with more RyanORadio Penitentiary after this. Good morning, Steve and Tracy. Yes, my friend. We'll check that out for sure. Woo. Add this in here. The other. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Southern Rewards. Check out the Southern Rewards cashback account.
You and Holly are going to do that? Y'all going to get dressed up? Cool.
With our Southern Rewards cashback account, you can earn up to $30 a month. Sign up for your Southern Rewards cashback account today.
Thanks for blowing the horn out there. Can't say it on air yet. Okay, good. I appreciate all the votes this morning, guys. Really, the poll questions are getting a lot of votes. We got 102 yesterday at the end of the morning. Growing. Appreciate you guys. I think we talked about that when we talked about that ABC, and don't want any kind of definitely don't want that movie rebooted. We'll never want that movie. That's blasphemy to reboot Back to the Future. I never thought I'd see Fall Guy either, guys. But hey. Kroger, Sizzle. Oh, okay. Y'all talking about something. You guys talking about something else. Okay. Don't want to get into that conversation. We're talking movies.
Or call 678-701-611 or purchase by phone. Hi, this is Mark Soriano, asking you to tune into
those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God, Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of a 45's Affair radio show, where I play all night 45s. You're listening to
Oh, you can find it on the YouTube. You should go to the link. Oh. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'd say 34 minutes past the hour. And you're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. Your time and temperature about 60. They're saying about 66 degrees right now. Under cloudy skies. No rain in my area. So thank goodness for that. We're back into Active Pest Control, bringing you a look at that. Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. All right, we'll get our poll question finished up today. Guys, I appreciate all the participation throughout the morning and everybody talking. We're going to get right back with it with Shane as we're talking about what's hot, what's not, movies, shows, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. What do we got going on in the world of entertainment? What's hot in movies, documentaries, shows, or more, Shane?
Well, we got words I want to say on the radio camp.
Thank you.
Director Sean Levee, who is the director of Deadpool 3. This is just something that grinds my gears right now.
All right.
Came out on the 26th and said the Deadpool and Wolverine. This is about the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. It doesn't require prior MCU knowledge because I'm definitely not looking to do homework when I go to the movies.
Right.
What a thing to say. So basically,
wow.
This is a statement from the MCU saying, we don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that just really irritates me. Now, there's a new trailer up for this movie.
Okay.
That has unraveled a new point, or a new plot point to it. They've already introduced saying that they're going to incorporate the TVA, but they're going to do it in a capacity that I was hoping they wouldn't. This is going to be an alternative timeline Wolverine.
Oh.
Not connected to the other X-Men movies. Because those are all connected.
Right.
So basically, they're just going to take their own liberties with this. He's supposed to be a failed hero. He feels like a failure. What are you doing? Who was the one being tasked with getting him back on track to save his timeline? So, just seeing less and less hope for this movie.
I saw previews, yes.
I haven't seen them officially announce it yet. This may be a saving grace, but it looks like it is going to be rated R.
Okay.
Because this new trailer drops like 3 F-bombs. And it's like, well, that's rated R.
Yep, that's it.
Some of the action scenes, there's blood. I'm like, well, that's rated R. It got to. So it's going to be an interesting move for Disney. If anything, they're going to distance them. They're going to distance the Disney name from it and just stick it all under the Marvel label.
Yep.
So maybe there's hope for it, but action-wise, comedy-wise, but as far as the story,
yeah,
I'm not sure. We lost another one.
Uh-huh.
Terry Carter, probably better known from McLeod.
Yep.
Sergeant Rogers, 95 years old, great run. Battlestar Galactica fame, NG, but probably better known as being one of the first black actors that broke the color barrier.
Yep.
On stage and on TV in the 50s.
Right.
So may he rest in peace.
R.I.P. Definitely so.
We have
Okay.
Velma season 2.
Uh-oh.
Now they had announced this season 2, like when the first episode came out of season 1.
Right.
But it was up on the rumor mill that, it might not happen because there's so much negative backlash to the show.
Right.
Just, I haven't met anybody that likes it.
Wow.
I haven't gotten one person that actually likes the show just because of the messaging they're trying to send.
Right.
The wokeness of it. It's just badly written. What they did to the characters. But let's give it a season 2.
Okay.
And I caught the first episode of it, and it is just awful.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, all right, y'all want to die on this hill?
No thanks.
Proceed. And as soon as I figure out the app I was using to record the first season, we're doing a video on this one too, but it's going to be in the same style that I did the first one.
I can't wait.
Sarcastically praising it.
I knew you were doing that. I love the first video of it. Yeah. So we're going to get to see the second video of it for the second season. My goodness. Let's ruin the Scooby-Doo name. Reggie.
And speaking of the alternate timelines in the MCU,
Uh-oh.
there is a rumor going right now that may have some validity to it.
All right.
Wesley Snipes returning as Blade.
Uh-oh. Really?
And what I've been hearing and reading is this is being based off of all the negative backlash that Reboot is getting as it sits, and they keep delaying this reboot over and over and over and over. But nobody really wants it, especially after hearing the first leaks and test audiences seeing the first cut. And nobody liked it. So there's a rumor, a thought that they're going to do something in the multiverse to where we get Wesley Snipes back as Blade. I'll take it.
Wow. I will too. I mean, but is he gonna? I mean, I know they can do things with film and everything to make him look younger, but to me, Blade is what Blade is, and Wesley Snipes is older. So how are they going to make him look younger, or how are they going to explain his age? That's going to be my thing. That's the thing, because he's supposed to be living forever, right? So.
Yeah, I mean.
All right.
He's a vampire.
Exactly, he's a vampire.
He's a daywalker.
He's a day. Yeah, he's going to look good. He's going to.
We can explain his age or anything. They'll probably de-age him.
They will. They will. So they're definitely going to have to. Well, we got a couple more minutes with you. Shane, tell us anything else to wrap it up before we let you go.
Here's a fun show.
Okay.
I won't call it fun. I found it interesting. It's an experiment. There's a new series on Netflix called Unlock, a jail experiment. And I really got into this show because I could look into it and find out more information about it. It's 8 episodes, about 48 minutes apiece.
Right.
And this is about Democrat Arkansas Sheriff Eric Higgins.
Okay.
He's been sheriff for about 5 years. He's the first black sheriff of Pulaski County.
Okay.
He did this experiment back in 2001, where at one of their the Pulaski Regional Detention Center, they took one of the pods, and the experiment was there's 46 inmates. The experiment was to remove the guard from the pods and unlock the doors. These guys were on 23-hour lockdown, 1 hour of free time.
Okay.
And the thought was, for 6 weeks, unlock the doors and let them manage themselves
Mm-hmm.
And then he just springs it on him. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to try this. So they brought in more cameras and hit him everywhere. And audio recordings. And it's just kind of interesting to watch these guys trying to manage themselves, you know.
Right.
When they announced it, it's like some guys were like, oh yeah, we can do this. We can prove ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Other guys were like, oh, this is going to be madness and chaos.
Right.
And then you guys are a group of guys that just want to start trouble. It was interesting to watch how this went on. There's one guy they follow, this guy Randy. It's pretty much like the OG of the pod, and he wants to try to keep everything together, and everybody's challenging his authority. Well, some people are challenging his authority, but he puts a group together with that he felt he could trust to try to keep the chaos down to the middle, or at least completely out of it.
Right.
Now, looking into this, what has come to light here recently is since the show has been released, the judge of the county, very high, says he didn't sign off on this. So Higgins is under investigation and has to answer for this show. It's like a 40 question ordinance that he has to answer to.
Right.
But him being sheriff, he stands by the principle that, you know, he's the sheriff, he runs the jail. He can invite who he wants into the jail. But being a camera crew, there was no contract signed. The production company, Lucky 8, I believe that's the name of the production company, they sent a check to the county for $60,000, and they told reimbursement just for it to film.
Wow.
And do the show. So it was just money they were giving to the county, like saying thank you. You know, not under any contract or anything, just thank you. The judge sent the check back. He said there's no record of an authorized expense that will warrant a reimbursement. The check must be treated as an offered donation. I was like, well, take the donation. Your county can give that money. So this judge just seems like a a-hole. It seems like he's trying to send some kind of message about what the sheriff did.
Right.
He doesn't like it. So
wow.
The investigation is still ongoing.
I got to check this out.
But it's funny to have such controversy around a harmless show. But I think the judge is trying to hide something.
Oh, no.
That's what the show's, you know. I mean, the only thing you could really be embarrassed about from what I've seen in the show is how much contraband these guys have. But that comes with about any channel.
Exactly. Well, there's something else to it. He wouldn't be that Shane, you know, freaking out about it. So I got to definitely check it out. What's it called again?
Unlocked.
All right. Well, tell us how we can follow you and all that good stuff, Shane.
2210 on YouTube.
Back here in a moment, lady. Getting strangled. Sorry about that. Back in a moment. Wow. Sorry about that. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Shane. Got strangled there for a minute. Sorry about that. Woo! All right. We'll definitely talk again next week. I can't wait to see what movies we're talking about next week and what's hot. And probably Fall Guy is going to be the one we talk about. So fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, brother. We'll talk again next week. You have a good day.
All right. Well, enjoy it.
All right, brother. You're probably right, Red. It is the chemtrails that did it to me. Ooh. That's what it did it to me. Woo! Look at it. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. They're trying to stop me from talking. They're like, you got too many people in there talking and getting along. Let's chemtrail him to death. Kill Ryan. You guys know that's getting too popular and people are getting along too well when they start trying, when they come shut me down. So we're going to kill him off with the chemtrails. No, just let Red to do it. Not just let it be in your area. Like, part of the Georgia hen. Hot dog time. All right. I'm not going to tell you what's in hot dogs, but I know, Headless, right? He says, man, your hair is more silkier than my girl's. I'll take that as a compliment, buddy. There's a do around me, but I don't. I know that would be a good excuse to say, that's why you're coughing. No, I was drinking some water, so went down the wrong pipe. But it would make it easier to say that, right, Chili? Like, you're going to say, use that excuse anyway, Ryan. You should use that excuse anyway. It makes it sound cooler than just, water going down the wrong pipe. I'll ask everybody else. We're about to go off. We don't want none. No, we don't want none. That's all. Well, good you know that, ABC. I didn't want to have to say that on the air, but All right. Chillin's like, use the excuse that you've been blazing something, buddy. Sweet Leaf on Navajo Nation. Can I use that? Yeah. There you go. They say use that excuse. Chillin, they're saying on the Navajo Nation. Would you be able to ask the next guy about the old school stuff, like sticking anybody? We've had a few people. You smoke enough to send lines and smoke signal clouds. Red Bricks, what's up? We got a listener want to know about how they can force themselves to put soap in their mouth. Old school soap. Help them out, everybody. Man, we didn't get as many votes today, but we got almost a little over half of what we got yesterday. In our poll question this morning, which of these TV shows based on war did you enjoy the most? 22% say Vikings and SEAL Team. 29% taking the top spot is MASH, and 26% is Hogan. So it looks like those shows have went around. There you go. Sorry, guys, about all the coughing and stuff. I apologize. The water went down the wrong. Still hitting me hard. Don't be thinking dirty dots there. That was what you thinking. Some of my comedians on here. They're trolls. No, they're comedians. Stop it. Hogan's Heroes for you. Good. Your dad served in the Korean War? So MASH is for you. Cool. Wow. Almost like it. There you go. Hate that when that happens, Cher says. Thank you, Cher. All right, guys. Did you know that Smashing Pumpkins, the leader of the NWA Wrestling, Billy Corgan and his other crew have found him a new guitar player to go on the road with him. That's right. Kiki Wong is the name of the guitarist. She was one of many that sent her audition to the Smashing Pumpkins. She will be joining Billy Corgan along with drummer Jimmy Chamberlain, guitarist James Iommi, Jack Beck, and Kate Cole, who plays bass for the band this fall, as they're going to go on the road with Green Day. She's in a local band out of Las Vegas. I took on my own spit. Ooh, wow. That is bad. I'm going to close out the poll because we're going to leave it with MASH taking the number one spot because most everybody was a big MASH fan this morning. We had 102 yesterday and about near 60 votes today. Well, that ended pretty abruptly. We got 5 more minutes. Tomorrow morning, Randy Rocket Cody joins us. You guys are going to love this guy. You're going to love him. Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com, the king of heavy metal news and more. We're going to dive deeper into some more details behind some missing and unknown. He has helped solve cases from the Brandon Lee case to the Titanic and many, many more. A real journalist. No, I have not heard about that, Headless. Wow. You guys got some interesting subjects I have not heard. I'd love to hear more about. Randy Rocket Cody, who brought us back when it was not cool to talk about, back when everybody acted like it didn't exist, the Epstein's list. We talk about that too. We'll have Randy Rocket Cody with us tomorrow on the show, so get ready for that. True Crime Thursday, we're going to true crime news stories and more. Fake News Friday, that's what we used to call it. Now it's TGIF Friday, where I used to do. I might come back and do that again. Some of you remember. I used to ask questions, and you guessed whether it was a real news story or a fake news story. I might drop that in here just on some of our fantastic people. Yep. Titanic was sunk deliberately, but that's a conspiracy. We talked about that with Randy Rocket Cody Red Bricks. You're going to love him tomorrow. He's a real journalist too, so he's got real connections and real stories and real people that he spoke with. Everything from the Chris Cornell suicide murders to the Chris Benoit murders and suicides and much, much more. And he is really, because we've played in the Chris Cornell show that we spoke with him about, we've played audio from the Detroit Police Department and stuff like that. So he actually has stuff where a lot of other people don't have they have the knowledge, but they don't have the proof, and he has all the proof. So Randy Rocket Cody joins us tomorrow morning. Another great episode. He's got some interesting stuff. But of course, we'll have him on tomorrow. So now that I introduced all that and I'm ready to get out of here, I'm ready to go. Stay tuned for last hour broadcast with Deborah Harris. That's this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, sponsored by Union City Church. We'll follow that up, ladies and gentlemen, in the final. We'll follow that up today from 12 to 5 with the Sports Beat. Rod Peterson Show, Sports Beat, and Braves Country Radio, the best sports lineup in the business. Funny how everyone against the Federal Reserve were on the board and locked the room. Isn't that true? You have a great rest of your day as well. Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll have more details and more fun and more information on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. And I appreciate you, Captain Hot Buns, for saying this is a fun morning show, a great morning show. I appreciate that. We'll try to do what we can do for everybody. Variety of programming every day. Until we meet again, this is Ryan O'Neill saying peace, love, respect. See you guys tomorrow. All right, everyone, we appreciate you. All right, let me get rid of this. I'm surprised that didn't come off yet. Remember the FCC, why you're going to start getting less calls because the FCC charged all of those phone companies out there $2 million total for giving your personal information out to all those scam artists. So you'll start getting less calls. You notice I didn't give a 1 this morning on the air. Yes. All right, guys, we'll see you on the flip side and everything. Red Bricks, we're going to have to get with you sometime about coming on the show, too. And I'll talk to you guys later. Which one of these ends it? Does that end it? I forgot. Yeah, that ends it.